I'm Ethan Klee. I work primarily in printmaking and digital media. I am graduating in May of 2017, and I'm from Rochester, Minnesota. My artwork usually consists of mythological references, so I take things from ancient mythologies, old stories, and incorporate them into mainstream kind of modernizations. So primarily I work in feminist art, if you want to label it. And so I take these old mythological stories that are generally not so kind to women, and I bring them to modern light and kind of associate them with these feminist things that are happening right now. So one of the pieces that I'm really excited about is I made a kimono with 4 different layers, so traditional Japanese empress garb, that is symbolic of the sun goddess Amaterasu. And I partnered with the organization Unspoken Voices here in town and got images of these bruised and battered women from domestic violence. And I took their faces and turned them into patterns and printed them on these kimonos, and then I'll be displaying them in the gallery with a light so that it illuminates from the inside, so that these faces will be transparent through the different layers of the kimono. And so that's one of the ones that I'm really excited about. And then the other one that I did was, it's titled Waking the Dead, and it is a traditional medicine cabinet that you would find in any Midwest home. And I shattered the glass and used pill bottles from mine and my friends' prescriptions and arranged them into a Norse sigil for waking the dead, and then filled the bottom drawer with these sugar capsules that I hand-filled, and there are 700 of them. So it was a belabored effort, but I'm really excited about it. Before I became an art student at UMM, I was actually here as a music education major. And after my first year, I decided that teaching was not going to be my forte. So I kind of pulled on these old elements of my life. My mom used to paint on the beach. She was from Hawaii. So she used to, the entrepreneur that she is, she used to take sand from the beach that she was painting on and used ocean water and sold it to tourists. So this kind of entrepreneurial spirit and like total arts background that my mom had kind of got bestowed onto me. And so I took that and I went into graphic design originally. So then coming into UMM and being like, oh, I can actually have an arts career, I kind of developed all of that into the current body of work that I have. So the messages in my art are clearly feminist, and I generally try to pull on these stories that I have from my life. So I was raised by my mother alone for 11 years, and my grandmother helped for a few of those years as well. So having these really impactful women on my life helped me realize that women are treated abhorrently a lot of times. I originally wanted to do drawing and painting, but having this graphic design background that I did have, I wanted to somehow connect that better. And so I went to talk to all of our professors here, and they told me I should try printmaking out. And I was really not excited about it at first because it was a lot of belabored processes, whereas drawing, you draw it once and it's done, but printmaking, you draw it and then you replicate it and you go layer by layer and you have to do the whole process so many times. But after my first printmaking class, I had connected with the professor really well, and I decided that was a great way for me to get my art accessible to a lot of different people, especially with the kind of messages that I'm trying to portray. It's really easy to get it to a lot of people if you have a lot of the same thing. UMM has really influenced my art, primarily due to our faculty here. I had Jess Larson, our division chair, as my introductory advisor. So when I first came to the school, she was the first professor that I ever met. And I connected with her in a very odd way because Jess has this like weird sense of humor that was really intriguing to me, and I really wanted to connect with her as a person. So after I decided music wasn't for me, I went and met with her a bunch, probably like twice a week for the last 3 weeks of the semester, and we developed this friendship. In the current to immediate future, I expect to be working in graphic design, probably in Minneapolis. And then I'm really hoping that I'm able to work on my independent body of work on the side, which I know is kind of a generally a big undertaking to try to do both. But with the company that I'm hoping to work with, they really enjoy me as a normal artist as well as a graphic artist. So I'm really hoping that they will nurture that growth as well.
Visit pioneer.org/postcards to catch up on missed episodes and to find out more about your favorite segments. This program on Pioneer Public Television is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund with money from the vote of the people of Minnesota on November 4th, 2008. Additional support provided by Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien in honor of Shalom Hill Farm, a nonprofit rural education retreat center in a beautiful prairie setting near Windham in southwestern Minnesota. ShalomHillFarm.org. The Arrowwood Resort and Conference Center, your ideal choice for Minnesota resorts, offering luxury townhomes, 18 holes of golf, Darling Reflections Spa, Big Splash Water Park, and much more. Alexandria, Minnesota. Explore hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for a great vacation or a place to hold an event. ExploreAlex.com. Tri-State Brain and Spine Institute, with locations in Alexandria, Edina, Crookston, and Maple Grove. Doctors dedicated to evaluating and treating all types of brain and spine problems, no matter how complex.